The year is 2025. America stands at a crossroads. The fabric of democracy, already strained, is stretched thin. The return of Donald Trump to the presidency in 2024 ignited a firestorm of protest and unrest. This is the story of 50501, a movement born from the ashes of division, a collective roar against the encroaching shadows of authoritarianism. In April 2025, a wave of protests, unlike anything seen in recent history, swept across the United States. From bustling cities to quiet towns, a sea of dissent surged. Millions marched, chanted, and held their ground. Their message was clear: we will not go quietly. This was 50501. This wasn't just another news cycle, it was a visceral reaction to a nation on edge. The seeds of discontent had been sown long ago, but Trump's return to power served as a catalyst. Fear, frustration, and anger boiled over. The people had found their voice, and they were determined to be heard. At its core, 50501 is a grassroots movement. It is not affiliated with any political party. It is not driven by any single ideology. It is a tapestry woven from the threads of countless personal stories, united by a shared sense of urgency and a refusal to accept the erosion of their rights and freedoms. The name itself, 50501, is both a symbol and a strategy. Some interpret it as representing 50 protests, 50 states, one movement, signifying the nationwide scope of the uprising. Others see it as a reference to May 1st, International Workers' Day, a day historically associated with labor rights and social justice. However, the true brilliance of 50501 lies in its ambiguity. In an age of digital surveillance and censorship, the code serves as a unifying banner for protesters, a way to connect and organize without drawing unwanted attention. To understand the ferocity of the 50501 movement, one must look back to the events that preceded it. Trump's return to the White House in 2024, after 4 years of relative calm, sent shockwaves through the nation. His victory, fueled by a deeply divided electorate and a resurgence of populist anger, signaled a return to the divisive rhetoric and policies that had defined his first term. The fears of authoritarianism, which had simmered beneath the surface, were reignited. The new administration wasted no time in enacting its agenda. Immigration policies became more draconian. Civil rights were rolled back. The specter of the Alien Enemies Act, a relic of a bygone era, was resurrected, threatening to strip individuals of their due process rights based solely on their nationality or political beliefs. The promise of America, the land of opportunity and freedom, seemed to be slipping away. In the age of instant communication, social media became the lifeblood of the 50501 movement. The hashtag 50501 spread like wildfire, connecting individuals from all walks of life, transcending geographical boundaries, and amplifying their collective voice. Social media platforms became virtual town squares where people shared their stories, organized protests, and disseminated information. The movement's decentralized nature, with no clear leaders or hierarchy, made it difficult to suppress. The use of the 50501 code also proved to be a shrewd tactic. It allowed protesters to communicate and coordinate their actions without being flagged by algorithms or targeted by authorities. In a world where information is power, 50501 became a shield against censorship and surveillance. One of the most striking aspects of the 50501 movement is its diversity. Students, teachers, veterans, nurses, artists, small business owners, people from all walks of life, united by a shared sense of purpose and a refusal to be silenced. This wasn't about left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. It was about something much more fundamental: the preservation of democracy itself. It was about protecting the rights and freedoms that had been hard-won over generations. The core message of the movement, "We will not go quietly," resonated deeply with a population weary of division, disillusioned by political gridlock, and fearful for the future of their country. It was a defiant stand against the erosion of their values, a collective refusal to accept the normalization of injustice. The 50501 movement didn't erupt overnight. It was a slow burn that ignited into a raging inferno. The first embers were visible in February 2025, with nationwide protests taking place in 88 cities. Then, on April 5th, a series of hands-off rallies served as a precursor to the larger actions to come. April 19th marked a turning point. Across the United States, hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions, took to the streets. In Salt Lake City, Utah, an estimated 2,500 people gathered at the state capitol. In Athens, Georgia, hundreds marched through the downtown area. From Washington, D.C. to New York City, from Chicago to Los Angeles, the message was clear: enough is enough. The protests were largely peaceful, but tensions ran high. In some cities, clashes erupted between protesters and police. The escalating situation led to a landmark Supreme Court decision on the very day of the protests, temporarily blocking the Trump administration's attempt to use the Alien Enemies Act for deportations. It was a small victory, but a significant one, demonstrating the power of collective action. The 50501 movement is more than just a protest, it is a reckoning for America. It is a stark reminder that democracy is not a spectator sport. It requires active participation and vigilance. It is a testament to the power of ordinary citizens to stand up and make their voices heard, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. As the movement gains momentum, it faces criticism from some quarters. Media outlets, particularly those aligned with the Trump administration, have attempted to discredit the protesters, labeling them as radical, anti-American, and a threat to national security. However, supporters of the movement argue that they are simply exercising their constitutional rights, defending the very principles upon which America was founded. The future of the 50501 movement remains uncertain. Will it succeed in achieving its goals of accountability, voting rights, human rights, and an end to political division? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: 50501 has ignited a spark, a renewed sense of urgency, and a determination to fight for the soul of America. For many, this is about more than just politics. It is about survival, identity, and the very essence of what it means to be an American. This is their story. This is 50501.